My name is Jeff St. Laurent, and I've been doing this full-time coaching business since 2004. That's over 20 years. I now help coaches transition to a full-time business. I just got off a group call with my 5-month group mentor coaching program and the participants, and I was walking one of my participants through her marketing system, and she came in there and she was so confused, and she's like, how does this all work? I've got 2 emails, I've got a website, I've got a Facebook group, a YouTube channel. All right, I've got this Aweber marketing system, like LinkedIn, like how does this all work? And she was so confused. And we took the time to walk her through the system and how it all integrates and how to streamline it and keep it focused. And it was all about the fundamentals of how we communicate and stay top of mind and nurture our audience each and every week. Yet sometimes when we don't understand how that works, it can be so confusing. And it brought me back to the days when I was a fitness professional as a personal trainer, and I would work with someone, and they're in the gym and like they don't know how to do things. They don't know how to do work this machine. They don't know how to properly do a squat or do some fundamental movements, and it overwhelms them to the point where they don't even do it in the first place. And that brings me back to the place when I remember when I started working out, I didn't know what to do. And I remember I was on one of the tricep machines, and I sat down and there was like this bar that swiveled back and forth, and I was grabbing it and I was completely doing it wrong. And this guy came over to me and he's like, hey, you're doing it wrong. You got to bring the bar towards you. And he showed me how to do it. And I was like, oh, and it was awesome. And in that moment, I was like, that is so cool. And I got an awesome workout. My triceps were sore the next day. And it was in that moment that I fell in love with not the moment, but part of the moments where I fell in love with fitness and what it did, but also understanding things, understanding basics and fundamentals. And it brought me now, when I was doing personal training, working someone through the basics, and they were starting to understand how to exercise, understanding how to train their body, understanding how to get better and grow, to the point now where I'm helping coaches and working with the fundamental systems and structures that a lot of the times can confuse us and overwhelm us to the point where we don't do anything. And that's not going to allow us to share our gifts and help people, never mind create a business where we can create more than enough income so we can live a fantastic life and of our dreams and do what we want when we want. And how do we get there? The thread of this all is asking for help. Asking for help. You aren't expected to know everything, nor will you or should you. You can't know. And can you figure things out? Of course you can figure things out. You're a smart person. There's enough resources out there. Absolutely. Yet know when you've got to draw that line where you're now crossing over into territory where you're just wasting valuable time of yours, or you're getting to the point where you're burning yourself out in terms of frustration, or it's taking way longer than it needs to or should, in order for you to get yourself moving in the direction that you want to. There's so many people out there, and it doesn't mean you have to hire someone necessarily. There's plenty of people you can ask that don't cost a thing. YouTube's fantastic as well, right? But there's people in your network, people that that are great at things. And hey, could you help me out with this? Maybe it's your son or your daughter or a teenager who's great with tech or great with phones. I ask my son all the time, like, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? And he's like, he's good with stuff. And it's not like I can't figure things out, and I'm pretty good with some of that stuff, but I just know he's better at it and he could do it a lot quicker than me. And then I learn it and I could do it again, especially if it's something that I need to replicate. And so asking for help and also not being afraid to hire somebody and to work with people, because now not only do you learn it faster, but you're also putting your time into space where it's more valuable, where you can be connecting with people as opposed to, let's say, behind the scenes with technical pieces that maybe they're one-time setup things where you're never going to need to do anything again. And you don't even need to learn this, nor should you learn this, because where you ideally are is out connecting with people, networking with people, and identifying opportunities that will allow you business. If you feel like you're struggling with the marketing aspects of your business and creating conversations, taking people through a process, and you feel like you could definitely require some help in getting your business going, that's where I can come in as your mentor coach. If you're interested in learning more about how I can help you, visit sellingcoaching.com, fill out the form at the bottom of the work with me page. I'll follow up with you. We'll create a relaxed conversation and decide where to go from there. Whatever you do, ask for help.